In this video we're going to look at the operating system's file manager. So as in previous videos, you should have already seen that the operating system is an interface between the hardware and the user. Now obviously there's a lot more to it than just being the operating system, so we've got the memory manager, process manager, the file manager, device drivers, and then the hardware itself, which speaks to the device drivers. So recapping the file manager, it keeps track of where your files are stored, how they're stored, how files are allocated, uses the storage space efficiently for files, creates a log of all usage, allocates files and deallocates files. And then obviously you've got the name and the file extension. So we have a default application for each type of file extension we get, so PPTX, PowerPoint. Now the hard drive itself, it's got a bunch of different parts to it. So we've got a track, which everything in the hard drive is stored on a thing called a track, and it goes around a little bit like the rings of a tree, which tells you how old it is. All the rings are called tracks and it stores information. Then each track is broken down into things called sectors, and this is the smallest basic unit of data on a hard disk, and a block is a group of these sectors. Now, contiguous storage is where we store all the bits of a file in order, as you can see on the screen. So all these different files are all stored in the correct order. Now what this means is that it's a lot faster to access files. But if you need to make that file bigger, you've either got to have free space at the end, like this one here has got room for one more little block, or copy the whole file to a different location on a disk that's got enough room. But the idea is that because all these files are together, they're all in order, you can access it quicker. Now, non-contiguous is where we store parts of the files in different places. So you see here we've got 4 blocks there, so we stick 4 of them there and 3 somewhere else. Now, the idea of this is that it stops space being wasted and it uses the space more efficiently. But the problem is that all of your files are split up, which means the access time is slightly slower. Now, when we store files and we split them up, we need to actually link them together. So it has a table of addresses showing where each part of the file is stored on the hard drive. This means that it can still keep track of where everything is stored, but again, it's still a little bit slower compared to storing things together. Now, sometimes when we've been using non-contiguous storage and we've been installing, removing, deleting, adding new files, our data gets split up into loads of different parts, or what's called fragmented. Now to fix it, we can use a program called the defragmenter, which calculates how many files is fragmented, so it analyzes it first. It then moves fragmented files to an empty area and puts the files back together, usually in order so they're all close together, and then moves it back into its correct location, or its new location that's more appropriate on the device. So on Wikipedia, there's a little GIF, and it shows the process of where it's taking all the red files, putting them in order all together. It then takes all the pink files, puts them all together in order, and then the idea is, instead of the hard drive looking at all these different parts, it goes, right, red files here, pink files there, blue files there, and so on. It's all in order, and you can access it faster. And it also allows all of the space, all the free space, is all in one section at the end, which means any new files can get stored in order, so you don't have to defragment them later. Hopefully you understood the file manager, and I'll see you in the next video. Please make sure you are subscribing, liking and sharing, and if you've got any questions or any comments, please put them below.